and in Honolulu. A double murder with international implications.
The fire was originated from this location.
The first thing they told me was, you have the wrong person.
Can Dr. Lee reconstruct what happened and help police solve this complicated murder case? In Honolulu, Hawaii, police were investigating the double murder of a wealthy Japanese socialite and her son. Their only suspect, Raita Fukasaku, had fled to his native Japan. But no Japanese national had ever been returned to the United States to stand trial for murder. And when he was questioned by Japanese police, Fukasaku denied any involvement in the double homicide, and the police took him at his word. Honolulu police knew they didn't have the evidence yet to convince a Japanese court to extradite Fukasaku. That was when they turned to the one man they thought could help. Finding evidence linking Fukasaku to the murders within a fire-ravaged apartment would be difficult. Next, Dr. Lee went to the Discovery Bay apartments where Fukasaku lived, looking for a trail investigators could follow, and what they found was even better. It took 5 days for investigators to review all the surveillance tapes from the 16 cameras. Their efforts paid off. On the morning of the murders, Fukasaku and Goro Fujita are spotted together entering the elevator. Fukasaku is seen alone at 12:55 p.m. leaving his building.
During this time is when we believe Kototomi Fujita is killed and her apartment is set on fire.
When Fukasaku returned to his building at 4 in the afternoon, he was now carrying a bulging white shoulder bag, which police suspected contained the stolen goods from Kototomi Fujita's condo.
But later on that night, the security cameras show Raita Fukasaku using a hand truck. On a hand truck, it looks like there's a body wrapped up in cloth and material that he moves from his apartment to the 10th floor parking level of the garage.
The last image of Fukasaku was that of him leaving the parking garage with his disconcerting cargo positioned in the folded-down front passenger seat. Investigators hoped there was trace evidence on the cart that linked Fukasaku to the murders of Kototomi and Goro Fujita. It would be a long shot.
Here we see some, looks like a drop, dripping, which means the blood source is from the top downwards. Now, let's collect that.
The DNA profile of the swab revealed that the blood was Goro Fujita's. The noose was beginning to tighten around Raita Fukasaku. He had been careless as he tried to clean up the crime scene.
Raita moves a large love seat, has no cushions on it, it's kind of cut up. He's moving it on the same hand truck down to the basement level.
When police went looking for this potentially valuable piece of evidence, they found the love seat still sitting in the basement. Investigators immediately found blood, and lots of it.
Okay, that's a good piece. Let's take back to the DNA to confirm that's victim's blood or not.
And when they looked closer, investigators found something they didn't expect to find. Lying just beneath the seat springs. The ballistics comparison at the lab showed that the bullet found in the love seat matched the one that killed Kototomi in her condo, proving that the same gun had been used to murder both victims. And that wasn't all the couch revealed. A woman's hair was found on the love seat, which investigators later matched to Kototomi Fujita. They believed that her son Goro had deposited the hair there through a secondary transfer, again proving his presence in Fukasaku's apartment. Next, Dr. Lee reconstructs the examination of the clothing that Goro Fujita was wearing when his body was found in the burning car. Specifically, he was looking for what started the fire.
The type of salary, that's another piece of evidence, was identified as charcoal lighter type of fluid on his body. And the wrapping, quill, and sheet is an intentional fire.
Prosecutor Kaneshiro and his team of investigators went to Tokyo to meet with the Japanese authorities and present their case. After a court hearing in which Kaneshiro presented not only the incriminating videotapes, but also the DNA profiles of Goro's blood on the handcart, the Japanese government agreed to extradite Fukasaku to Honolulu to stand trial. The trial made headlines not only in Hawaii, but in Japan as well, where it was front-page news almost daily. After days of deliberation, Rita Fukuzaku was found guilty of both counts of murder in the second degree. On both sides of the Pacific, the public and media responded with relief that justice had prevailed in this infamous case.
This case shows the value of the forensic evidence, shows how important the teamwork was able to put this difficult case and piece by piece examine the scientific evidence, work with the district attorney, and she was able to present the case to the court of law, and jury reached the correct verdict.